Brahma Chellaney, hello. Thank you to be with us today. We are going to talk about the problem of the water on our planet. So my first question is about this event with Coface. Why is it so important to talk about this topic on the water with this sort of audience?
The Coface conference brings together many investors and from a number of countries. And water crisis has become one of the top global risks, according to the World Economic Forum. So it makes a lot of sense for the Coface conference to include the possibility of water wars in this year's conference.
Mm-hmm. And how this topic, this problem of the water, is so important for the planet? It's important for the citizen, but it's important too for the enterprise.
Water is the most vital of all resources, and there is no substitute for water. If you don't have mineral ores or fossil fuels, you can import them from other countries, but you cannot import water because water is heavier than oil and very expensive to ship across seas. So when a country or a community faces water shortages, they have very serious economic and social consequences. So water is a unique resource. There is no resource which parallels the importance of water. Water is a sustainer of life and livelihoods. So when a country is short of water, its economic growth will suffer.
And how can we say water is important for all the country? Because in Europe, we are thinking that water is important for the Africa, for the India, for the South countries, but in fact, it's important for us, for the North country?
Water is closely linked with climate. Global warming is accelerating the degradation of water resources. And the degradation and depletion of water resources in turn is accelerating global warming. So there is a relationship between climate and water. In Europe, traditionally, you did not have water shortages. But you have some areas in Europe which are facing a water crisis. For example, if you look at Catalonia in Spain, they have a serious water crisis. 11 years ago, in the year 2008, the government of Catalonia imported water from France. Really? And that cost Catalonia millions of euros. They realized that the cost of water was so high, so expensive, that they decided that to meet future needs, they will invest in building desalination plants. Because importing bulk water from another country is prohibitively expensive. That's the reason why solutions to water crisis must come locally. So Barcelona area has now decided to go in for desalination.
Do you think we have to build some new rules for the industry, for the agriculture, because of the pollution with the water?
It's very important for France and for other countries to have strict rules for industries and for farms. They should not pollute the water, and also they should not engage in wasteful practices. Water is such an important resource. If you look at France, in 2003 and 2006, there was a major heat wave in France. And 1/3 of France's nuclear power reactors either had to be shut down or their electricity production had to be scaled back in 2003. And 2006, a number of these nuclear power reactors had to be taken offline. And to make it worse, during that water crisis come heat wave, many of these reactors were discharging hot water into rivers and lakes in France. So this underscored the need for regulations.
And do you think in the next 5 or 10 years we will have more political, more economical tension with the water, with this problem of water? Is there a risk?
Water wars in a political, economic or diplomatic sense are already being waged between neighboring countries in several parts of the world. And a report issued by the US government, reflecting the joint judgment of American intelligence agencies, has warned of real water wars, that is, water wars in a military sense, in the coming years. This may be a risk largely in Asia, Middle East, Africa. But the water crisis is becoming a global crisis. We should have no doubt about that.
Okay, and last word, you think we could have a solution, many solutions? It come political solution, economic solution?
Well, we have to look at solutions, because every crisis comes with business opportunities. Risk is a major driver of innovation, and far-sighted investment decisions can turn the water crisis into an engine of profit and innovation. We need to have innovative water management methods. We need to cut down on wasteful use of water in agriculture in particular. Farmers are very wasteful in the use of water. We need to also use clean water technologies like distillation technology and membrane technology to create new sources of supply. From the ocean, for example, seawater can be turned into fresh water. You can also turn brackish water, that is somewhat salty water, which we have underground, into fresh water. And also wastewater from industry, from homes, from toilets can be recycled after chemical treatment. And Singapore is doing that. In Singapore, they have even turned wastewater into drinking water, into bottled drinking water.
So,
because you can recycle wastewater by making it 100% pure. So there are options for us. Some options are costly. Some options are involve change of habits. Some options demand regulations by the government. So we have to do everything possible to mitigate the water crisis.
okay, thank you very much. It's very clear. We have all the options, all the response for this problem of water. Thank you, Brahma Chellaney. Thank you to be with us.
Thank you.